Hello everyone and welcome to another Fallout 76 camp build. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build this thing. This is one of the biggest builds I have done so far. I think it might be the biggest build I've done so far, and this is an enclosed resource farm. Yeah, you can do all your resource collecting in the comfort of your own home. So I'm just going to show you the outside real quick. It is a very large building. You can see how big it is. And I used both the metal and the wood, or rather the warehouse. These are the warehouse pieces and the wood pieces. Now, of course, you guys can use whatever pieces you want. Doesn't really matter. I hadn't used the warehouse pieces yet in a build, so that's why I chose this build, basically. Anyway, I learned how to do a fun trick, and once I learned how to do this trick, I wanted to create a build that sort of centers around it. So that is how this was born. Now I'm going to show you the inside, and then I'm going to also show you, of course, how to do the trick. And that is to make buildings without foundations. Buildings that are just on the ground, where you can see the grass and everything. Yeah. I'll show you how to do it after the tour. So, here we go. So, the lower level is the sort of the farm and the industrial area. The garage, the shop, whatever you want to call it. So over on this side we have fertilizer. We got the Brahmin. This is the Brahmin pen. Literally Brahmin pen. It's down inside there. So I can get my fertilizer. And I got all my workbenches, stash boxes. Of course, you know, I like to decorate and make it look more homey than just a plain old box with a few crafting benches in it. Over here I have my garden, and I have all the components for glue down here: the corn, the mute fruits, and the potatoes, and a couple razor grains in case I have to repair my Brahmin. Yeah, I'm not sure how many mute fruit plants I have down there. I think 5, and I've got 7 corn and 6 potatoes. Yeah, so you can actually fit quite a lot of vegetables down there. And of course, if you need more room, you can always make it bigger as well, but this is as big as I wanted to. My build budget is completely maxed out, 100%. I can't build another single thing. You'll see why once I finish showing you the entire thing, but I did decorate this thing pretty extensively, so that's also why. Once I had the bare necessities in here, I still had probably about 1/3 of my budget left. The bare necessities of this build only used up about, 2/3 of my budget, so it's pretty good. I'm level 36, in case you're wondering, because levels do change your build budget. Okay, so in here we have more resource gathering going on. I've got a resource pump, whatever you call these, extractors. That's what they are. This one is steel, because that's the resource vein that I found here. And I've got 4 small water pumps in here. So I'm getting 6 purified water just out of this. No, 8, sorry. And then, so I have the big generator to power them. It'll fit 2 medium generators there, though, as well. And I also have a door on this side to access the water purifiers that are over here. So I've got water purification, steel extractor, a Brahmin, and a garden all under the same roof. And it's because I was able to build parts of this building without... I mean, I can put the Brahmin on a foundation if I want to, obviously, but I think it looks better for it to be in the grass, because then it can eat the grass, you know? But you wouldn't be able to have an extractor in your house or the water pumps inside your house unless you could access the ground. And so that's what gave me the idea to do this resource farm this way. Now I still have the upstairs to show you. So this is the barn, workshop, farm part of the build. And then upstairs is the living quarters. And we have a little kitchen, the stove and table and stuff, and we got the living room. I'm showing you this at night because I just think it looks kind of fun with the lights and stuff. So got living room, couch, chairs. We got a little officey area, piano, bed, little place to play music. I got the new dartboard from the Adams store. I think that's cool, and the fish lamp from the Adams store. I think that's, I just think it's cool. Just a little bit more decoration. They don't have enough decoration, am I right? They need some more stuff that you can put on tables, though. Definitely need more stuff that you can put on tables. But anyway, since this build is so huge, I wasn't able to put down as much decoration as I normally would. But I think I did pretty good anyways, you know, considering how many heavy stuff, like the generators and the lights and all that stuff that, crafting benches, that stuff takes up more build budget than the furniture does, so, yeah. Alright, so that's the build, you guys. What do you think? I actually am pretty thrilled with this. It took me a while to get this working. It's not an easy build to make, and so yeah, I had to rebuild this thing probably several times before I got it working. But I think it's just really cool that I can put this stuff inside my house, and then it's protected too from attacks. You know, this particular spot where I'm at here. Look, I'll show you where. Oops. I'll show you where I'm at. I'm just south of the crashed airplane, the Tiger water treatment plant, Somerville, it's right there. So, yeah, here's the Sutton Station, top of the world. There's a steel vein or whatever you call it right here, and there's another one kind of like right here as well that's also a flat spot that would really work. It is kind of hard to find large enough flat areas for this build, I have to admit to you guys. I went all over the map looking, and because it is a large building, and so it requires a large flat space, and it has to be, in order to work and not have the foundations be up like super high off the ground, you need it to be relatively flat, especially around the extractor, because otherwise it just won't work. But of course you don't have to. You can enclose your extractor this way without creating a giant build like this. I just wanted to show you all the potential in one video, that's all. So you can recreate smaller versions of this too, like just have an extractor and not water purifiers, or just have only water purifiers, or not the Brahmin, or not the garden, or you can, whatever, you know what I mean. It's a flexible build is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, but no, there are still several other flat areas that I found while looking for this one. Some of them are smaller, of course, and so yeah, you just need to find one that works best for you. Anyways, you guys. Oh, and if you would like to know where all of the resource veins, or I don't even remember what they're called. Are they resource veins, or I don't know, something. You know what I'm talking about. There's a map that somebody put somebody on Reddit made of all of the locations for all of the resource veins, and so it was I used that to find this spot. Actually, I just went from one to the other across the map until I found one that worked for me, and I'll leave a link down in the description to that map if you would like to go check it out. It's very helpful for trying to find a build site for a build like this. Anyways, you guys, that is all of the tour that I'm going to show you. Now it's time to show you how to build this monstrosity. Alright, so the first thing that we need to start with is the location, obviously. Now, I already showed you where this one was, but I'll just show you again real quick. So, we're right here, sort of just right next to this dandelion picture. We're right next to this power pylon. So this resource deposit is iron. Now you can of course do this on any type of resource deposit, but this one is iron. So if you want to build in this actual spot, that's where it is on the map. And to build this particular building that I have in this build, you need a very large flat area next to the resource deposit. So this is about the size of flat area you're going to need to build this particular build. Now, of course, you don't have to build as big of a building as I did, in which case you would need as big of a flat space, but you know, there you go. Just so that you know. And if you are going to build in this exact spot, you're probably going to want to put the camp unit about like right where I'm standing, about right here, so that the boundary is mostly over on this side, because this is where we're building out to, in this direction. Alright, now the position of the resource extractor on the actual thing is going to determine the direction your house is facing. So when you place a resource extractor down, as you can see by the silhouette there, it has a silhouette to show you where to place it. You can't rotate it on here. If you try to rotate it, it'll just flip back around again. It's got a set position and you can't change it. So once you put it down, you're going to build the house off of this. Now, of course, if you're building this building, like you don't want a resource extractor in it, and you just want the Brahmin and the garden and the water purifiers, you can build it anywhere facing any direction. You don't have to put it, obviously, on a resource deposit. So, but if you are building with the extractor inside the house, you have to start with the extractor. You put the extractor down first, and then you build around it. And you have to build it based on which direction it's facing. So, for instance, let me just go to floors. We're going to get a concrete foundation. We're going to start by putting a concrete foundation as close to here as we can to the end. Either side, it doesn't matter, but we're going to be building off the right side for this particular build. If you're facing it, it would be the right side. If you're in a different location than this one and you're facing this direction, then build off of this side. Alright? Now, we're going to... You want... See where it's dark? You want the bottom of the dark bit to be just like level with this little railing thing. And you want the edge to be pretty much level with the edge of the extractor's foundation. And you want to get it as close as you can. Like, right until it's like turning red. And that's the easiest way to line it up to. So, right as soon as it turns green, that's where you want it. Okay? And then we're going to snap some floors on next to it. And if these floors right here don't snap, you're going to have to readjust this one a little bit so it's not so close. But it should line up perfectly. See how those are lined up just perfectly like that? Yeah, it should work just like that. Okay, and then we're going to put some back here. and one here. And then we'll have to take the extractor out because this next one probably won't snap unless you take the extractor out temporarily. So don't scrap it, just store it. So then we're going to have sort of a little thing like this with a hole. Now the extractor won't fit in there with the foundations next to it. And now we are going to do the trick. How to remove these foundations so that we can have a dirt floor. So what I'm going to do is get doors. And I'm using the warehouse pieces. You can use whatever pieces you want. Oops. No, don't put it on the end. Over here. And we're going to put doors all the way around, like so. Okay? So now, just so you know, so there's one on the end of the extractor, then another one, then 3 more, and then 2. Okay? Just so that, in case you weren't counting. Now that we have doors on, we can remove the foundations and the walls will stay floating. Now this won't work if the wall is solid. So if you've got a solid wall and you try to remove, it won't. See, it would not be accessible. For some reason, this part of the structure would not be accessible. But if you change it into a door, for some reason, it doesn't seem to care anymore. So you can remove all of these foundations. Then you have floating foundations. And now, change them back into walls, and they stay there floating. And then you can put a half wall underneath, and you've got yourself a wall without a foundation. Now you can't put the half walls down on the door pieces. It has, for some reason, it doesn't think a door is an existing piece. So you do have to change them back into walls before you put the half walls down. So we'll just go ahead and do that with all these. Whoops. Whoops again. I don't want the window. There we go. Change all of these into walls. And then put these down. Now, if you lined it up exactly how I showed you, it should work. You shouldn't have any trouble. But, just in case you do, I'm going to show you a quick thing. So, let's say, I'm going to put this here. No. I'll put that there. I'm just going to show you a for instance. This isn't part of the build. This is in case. This is what to do in case a certain thing happens. Oops. Ah! I'm falling in the hole! Okay. I need to turn this back to a door. Okay. So let's say you have a spot that it won't snap in. You see that it's intersecting with an existing object. The existing object it's intersecting with is the actual resource deposit. And if you have the walls too close to the resource deposit, they won't snap in. The bottom walls won't snap in. So if that happens, like with these ones, if for some reason you don't have this foundation lined up perfectly, and these end up being too close to the resource deposit, they won't snap in just like that. So if that happens, you have to take all of the walls off and redo this. Move it, probably it's because you have this too far this way, and so then you have to push it that way more so that these walls are farther away from the resource deposit. You know what I'm saying? And in order to take these off, you actually can't take these off unless you turn these back into doors first. Then you can take off the bottom one, then you can take off the top one. Okay? Now that is how you have to do it. But you don't have to put a wall there, luckily, because that actually won't work if you try to. Here, let me just put my wall back. And then we'll get on with this. We'll get on with this build. But I just wanted to show you guys what to do in case you have snapping issues. Okay, then we'll put the rest of the walls back in here. And we are done with that part. Now we need to put in the extractor, and in order to do that you have to remove this one temporarily and then put the extractor back in. I'm not going to my stored tab to find it because my stored tab has a billion things in it. It's a lot easier just going to the resources tab, in case you were wondering. And then put this one back in, because the extractor won't snap back in as long as this piece is here, because it's too close. You can snap the floor in next to the extractor, but you can't snap the extractor in next to the floor. It's silly that way. And then we'll put in one more right here. Alright, so now we have the first wall, and down here is where we're going to put the water purifiers and stuff like that. So then we need to make the garden area, and the garden is going to go right here. So let's get some more floors in here. And we're going to put one here. And there. And the garden is a 2x2 space. Except we are having let me see. Yeah, this is correct. Okay. I just double checking my floor count. Put one in there. How has the workshop budget been exceeded? I have all these stored. What is up with this? Oh my gosh. Okay, there. Wonky little thing. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, we're going to leave one off the corner here. And then we're going to put 4 more right here on the end. I don't know why it's building new ones. I have all of these stored. Strange. Okay. So this is the extent of the foundation pieces. Now we're going to be putting more temporary, or more doors, I should say, along the edges here. Because this is going to be the garden area. Okay, just like so, around the 4. There's 4 pieces here. Put doors all around them. Then we're skipping a piece and putting doors around these ones. Oops. Like so. Alright, that is what it should look like. Then you can remove the foundations here. And remove the foundations here. And then start putting the walls down. Now, an important thing to note. When you're putting in walls like this, if you have them too high up off the ground, your half wall will not go into the ground. It will float. So it's important to get the height of the foundations correct, because you don't want that to happen. You don't want to end up with floating walls. That's why I told you it's important to put the foundations so that it's in this particular spot. It's going to be different where you build. So in this particular spot, it's important to put the foundation so that the bottom of the dark part is right level with the railing there. And that will make it so that it's perfect over here. This is the lowest point of the ground over here. And so it's just perfect. The walls do not float, but if it was any higher, they would, for sure. So just keep that in mind when you're adjusting the height of your foundations. You want to make sure that they're not too high. And that's why it's also very important that if you're building this entire build, the whole size of this building, you need to have a large area that is as flat as possible. Because even just a tiny slope going off it could ruin the whole point of this build. But, you know, you can also... Oh, you know what? I wanted that to be a window as well. For the Brahmin, this is the Brahmin pen, and I want the Brahmin to have a window. So, it's just a little trial and error for your particular location that you're building on. But I just want to tell you about it so that you know, and you can adjust things depending on your location. So there we have the Brahmin area, and we will do the same thing with this. Now for the greenhouse, I'm putting all windows. I mean, I know the plants in this game don't need they don't really need windows. They don't need light to grow. You can put them in a dark cave and they'll still grow just fine. But for immersion's sake, I'm putting windows in here. So it's kind of like a greenhouse. And you could put the windowed version of this in here too if you wanted to. But that just makes it a little easier for enemies to shoot your plants. That's all I'm saying. Through the windows. They can shoot your plants through the windows. So if you keep your windows up high, then the enemies can't shoot through and get your plants. And there we have it, everybody. We got 3 sections of the house without foundations. And now we can put in the rest of the walls and stuff. So I believe I had this as a solid wall, yeah. Okay. And then we're going to put a window here and a door here. This is where the door is. And a window here. And then we're going to put solid walls right here. And this is where the fusion generator will go. Or if you don't have a fusion generator, I believe 2 medium ones or multiple small ones will fit in here. But you need a lot to power you need 10 power just for this thing. And then you need, I can't remember how many, the small water pumps. You need 8 apiece, and I had 4 of them in here. So it looks like I could even put more than 4, maybe. No? Yeah. Wow, when I built this the first time, I could only fit 1 in like this. So I could put even more. I could put 2 this way. If my build budget allowed for it, that is. Anyway, you can fit them in however you want. Probably most of you aren't going to decorate as heavily as I did, and so you could probably fit more water purifiers in there. It depends on how you have your foundations laid out. That will determine the size of this area over here. Okay, now we're going to start putting in the other walls and things. So, hopefully I can remember how I did this the first time. So, probably the next thing I'm going to do here is do stairs so we can get the upper floor going. So I put my stairs right here. So right in the middle of the Brahmin pen. And I also put a wall here. Now, you can put stairs going down if you want to. You don't really need to because you can get up these without jumping. But, and on the Brahmin side, I deliberately didn't put stairs in so that the Brahmin couldn't walk up here. And then on the plant side, I didn't put stairs in because you can plant more plants if you don't have stairs coming down. Then you can plant plants right there, so you don't really need stairs. And up here, a floor here, and one here. And then, oh, come on, there. And we're going to make go just halfway across these other open areas. I like to have my boards all facing the same direction, just because I think it looks nicer. Come on. Things are so much more fiddly than in Fallout 4. Okay, there. That is the upstairs, and that will be... Well, actually, we'll put one more right here. And then that will be the extent of the upper floor, okay? Now we're going to put... Now we're going to start putting the peak for the roof here. Now, be very careful placing these upper roofs, especially the ones that are on above the areas that have the foundations missing. For instance, these pieces right here, make sure you have them facing the right direction. Don't accidentally snap one on facing the wrong way. It won't let you take them back off again once you put them down. At least not some of these. So just make sure that you got... See? It's part of the structure would not be accessible for some reason. So if something like that happens, in order to actually fix it, taking off all of these walls won't help you. Turning this into a door won't help. It'll stay. You won't be able to remove it. You won't be able to remove. You'll be able to remove the bottom one, but you won't be able to remove this one or that one. So to fix it, all you have to do is stick a foundation down there, and then you'll be able to take it off. All right? And then you have to remember to turn these back into doors in order to take the foundation off. So it's kind of fiddly, but, you know, it is doable, at least. Oops. There. I really like the replace option that they have there, so that's really fun to have that. Wish Fallout 4 had that. Alright, now we will put on the correct ones. And then half wall. And half wall. Ah, looks like I'm going to lose my light. Okay, so there we got those. And we're going to do the same thing here, basically. Like so. And put a half wall here. Oh, and then for the porch, because this actually is going to be the porch, I didn't put it on yet because I had to snap in the walls first. But once you got the walls snapped in, you put the porch on. And the porch, how we make that is we're going to get the floor like this. You can snap it up there like so. And then we're going to do the trick that, like I did in one of my other, builds. Take this off. No, don't take it off. Don't take it off yet. We need to put one right there. There. Now you can take this off. And then go to stairs and get the post. And the post snaps in to the middle of these things. So that will put it on the corner of the foundation. Whereas if you have the if you don't have these on, don't you come over here, you scorch beast. It would snap sort of right here on this wall, coming down right here in the middle, sort of. And I think it looks stupid like that because nobody builds that way. So that's the trick how you can get out into the corner. Alright, let's go back upstairs and finish building the front here. Now, we are going to be... Let me see. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember how I had this done the first time. Go like this. And then I'm going to put a roof, a slanted roof, right here. Like so. And then fill in the top like so. Okay. I'm just going to stand back so you guys can see the full thing. And then we can put the rest of the roof on. Like that. And I'll go ahead and stick the rest of the roof on this side. And for this part, we're going to get, let me see, I need to put this one right here, like this, and then, no, sorry, that's wrong, half wall, a solid half wall, then we're going to put a window right here. Oh, and you know what? I originally built this so that the upper parts were wood. Yeah, I'm going to replace those because I want them to be wood. I forgot. You guys don't have to, but I want it to, so I'm just going to replace these so that they're wood because I just think it looks nice to have the two-toned kind of thing going on. And also, to make the upper part wood where the house is, it just makes it feel a little bit more homey, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just going to turn all the rest of these into wood real quick. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I can't put a wood piece here because they don't have a half wall with a window in the wood section, unfortunately. Okay, now, back up to wood, we're going to put one of these here. And then, this one, no, this one here, like that. And this one should go on. Let me get the roof on first. Sometimes you have to do things in a certain order. There. Now we should be able to get that wall in there. There we go. Alright. I'm finished putting the roof on. I just don't want to fall off. Okay. Now I'm going to put the walls on this side. And we have half walls here. And here. No, a full wall here, sorry. I think. No. I was right the first time. Sorry. Half walls here. And like so. And a full wall here. And I don't think it had a window in it. Yeah. Okay. Alright, should look something like this. And then we'll put the rest of the roof on. And it looks like I'm losing my light. And hopefully I can get this done before it gets dark. So I have to switch servers to finish this. And one last roof there. And then fill this in up here with these things. And we've got the walls and all of the roofs in. Now we just need to put half walls to block off these low areas that you can't walk under anyways. So just to make it a little bit more cozy and homey up here, we'll just block these off. Oh, and one right there too. There we go. Walls right there as well. And we have the whole upstairs finished, well, except for the railing that we need to put next to the stairs so we don't fall off. And now we need to put down here some walls as well. Now here we want a door so we can get to our water purifiers. And it's not going to go in with this floor here. So I forgot to put these in. You can put these in first before you put the floors up. That would be very useful if you did that. Let me see. Which one is making it not snap in? Oh, nothing. It just wasn't going in. Okay. There. And then this one solid. Get it to turn the right way. Okay. And this one's solid. And this one is a door so that you can get to your generator. And actually, I would leave this floor off because when you put the generator in, it will clip with it and it won't let you put it in. Uh-oh. It just got dark. Sorry, you guys. I don't like building in the dark for my YouTube videos. It makes it hard to see, but I'm going to try to get this... what am I looking for? I'm looking for generator. There we go. Fusion generator. So if you have a floor piece here, it kind of clips with it, and it makes it difficult to place in here. So take the floor piece off, and then you can place this down. And then just put the floor back. Like so. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the basic one. The basic, what am I trying to say? Basic build, obviously. So then you can put your plants in here. And, yeah, I was able to fit 5 mute fruits in here, and, you know, a bunch of corn, 7 corn, I think it was. You rotate them a little bit here and there, they fit a little better. Because, yeah. Anyway, but you get the idea. You can plant whatever you want in there. Put the Brahmin down in here. And of course, if you haven't ever used the Brahmin, it's under resources. And it's just this. You need 4 razor grain to build it. And I would suggest putting it about right here so that the Brahmin is usually inside. Sometimes it pops out the wall, but it always comes back in, so don't worry too much about that. And there you have it, everybody. Now, I'm going to quickly show you how to wire this place up so that you can have electricity throughout the entire thing. It is extremely simple. All you have to do, power connectors, there we go. All you have to do is put one of these, one right here, one right there, one about right here. Then wire them. Get it there. That's all you have to do, believe it or not. That will light up the entire interior here and upstairs. And if you don't believe me, here, I'll show you. I can put a light over here, see? Or I can put it here, lights up. You don't really need to put lights out here. It won't reach all the way in here, but you don't really need lights in there, because if you put lights everywhere else, it will light up those areas as well. Like I had lights up here, and I just had some lights like right here, because it will reach over here. And the light, just the radiant light from all of the lights I had in here, lit up these, the garden and the Brahmin pen just fine. And I did put some lights in this side too, and that also radiated out into the rest of it. So it really, really is all you need for powering up this entire place. And then you can put in your water. You know, you can arrange these however you think that they'll fit the best. It looks like I can fit 2 in here. First time I built this, I could only fit 1 right here because I had the foundations arranged slightly differently. So it looks like we can fit 5 purifiers in here, actually. I don't know. Maybe even more. Well, let's see. Let's see how many we can fit in here. Yeah. What is that? We got 4, and then I was able to put 1 here as well. I'm out of copper though, so looks like I can put 5 in there. I only had 4 in to begin with, so cool. You can put 5 or 6 if you want to block the door, but yeah. It might be hard to reach them if you do that. So be careful how you arrange them so that make sure that you can reach them all. And then of course, you guys know how to power up all those things. Just yeah. And that is basically it. You guys can put whatever doors you want on there. I personally put in, just in case you're wondering which doors I put, doors, there they are. So I put, for my front door, I used this one, so that I could actually just see out. And for the interior ones, I used these. They just look a little bit industrial. And, you know, you guys can, of course, use whatever doors you want. But there you go. And that is the finished build, everybody. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. I would love to hear, yeah, your ideas for different ways this could be used. This this technique of having no foundations. I think it's just a really cool way to do something in this game where everything is so restricted. It's all so restricted. It's so to find a little workaround like this is really priceless when it happens, and hopefully they don't patch it, right? Am I right? Anyways, here it is in the daytime. I just thought I'd show it to you in the daytime as well, since, you know, why not? Anyways, you guys, yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And also, if you had noticed already, I started a new series called Subscriber Camp Tours, where you can enter to be in a video on my channel where I go to your camp in the game and record a tour of it. And I've already got one up so far, and I'm want to do more, but in order to do more, I need you guys to enter your camps. And of course, they need to be not just your average, you know, little cabin in the woods. They need to have some unique things about them. They need to be pretty decorated. You know, they need to be interesting to look at, in other words, or unique in some way, so that they're interesting to the viewer, because everybody makes little 4x4 cabins in the woods, right? Yeah, so we don't want any of those. But anyways, yeah, go check it out over on my Discord. The link is down in the description. You can enter over there in the thread on Discord called it's called Camp Tours Entries. Yeah, you need to just post some screenshots of your camp there, and then I can choose from them which one I'd like to do a tour of. So yeah, anyway, go do that. And also while you're there, hang out, chat. Got all kinds of cool, fun stuff going on there. Lots of fun conversations about Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 and Skyrim and Red Dead Redemption 2 and any other games anybody wants to talk about, really, and other topics as well. So go check it out. And we also have a place over there where you can post your information, your gamer tags and stuff. We call it the address book. So you can find people to play the game with, or they can find you. And also we have a trading post there, one for each platform, so you can trade the stuff that you have in Fallout 76 with other players. It's a great resource. I use it all the time. Been trading with lots of people, and it's really fun. So anyway, go check it out. And also, if you would like to support my channel, you can do that by following the links in the description to my Patreon page and my Ko-fi page. And also, my social media links are down there too if you'd like to follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Anyways, you guys, that is all for this build. I hope you liked it. If you did, give this video a like because it really helps out my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, do so, because I've got a lot more build videos coming up, and I've already have some in the books already, so go check those out if you would like to see them. Anyways, you guys, that's all. Remember, until next time, play safe, play nice, and have fun.